Welcome to the house next door
with Barbara Gillio
and Anthony Harris,
where real estate meets reality.
Welcome back to the house next door,
where real estate meets reality. I'm Barbara Gillio.
And I'm Anthony Harris.
And this is officially season 2, episode 1 of our podcast.
I can't believe that it seems like it's been so long, Barbara.
I know. And we took a good break. We took a decent break through the holidays, and we're planning to get started like the end of February, but real estate gets in the way of, the fun things we want to do. And so now here we are, March, and we're doing a different format. We are virtual this time instead of in our usual setup, only because I messed up and put my mic on mute for our batch recording.
So for the ones that don't know, we record typically like 3 or so episodes at a time. And so the 2 episodes are fine, but our first one, here we are.
And so we're like, hey, this season of our podcast, we are kind of mixing it up. There's going to, of course, be Anthony and I talking about real estate and tips and things, and then just our war stories. And then, but we're also incorporating guest speakers, which is super fun. And so when we do guest speakers, sometimes it's hard for them to come to where we are. So we might do a little mix of in our studio, in front of our big bookcase and having fun and having a glass of wine, potentially, to our little virtual when we have our guests coming in. And this might even segue to being able to take live questions and things, but that is a little bit more technical than we're ready to go.
We struggle. We struggle hard.
My mic was on mute for a whole episode, so
and it gets better because we just were setting this up and my mic was having issues, and we got out of it, went back into it, and then I realized mine was on mute. So.
It's just, if you have the money, you just go into a studio and podcast, but we're broke. Well, we're broke for podcast purposes.
Yes. We're not there yet. Almost.
Oh gosh. All our money goes to real estate and other things. Very excited. So we have exciting news. We have a huge update in our real estate world for us. You want to tell them, Anthony?
Yes. So me and Barbara, or Barbara and I, whatever the grammatically correct word, or whatever that is. So we were in the process of making a team while we were at Compass at our brokerage. Well, then we decided let's go full on, and we switched brokerages and became a team.
Yeah, so same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so here we are. We're now part of LPT Realty. And fun fact on that is when we joined, it was the agency Texas, and then they merged with LPT. And I know it's a lot of confusing, not worth it, but it's been a lot of change. Barbara and I are still going through the weeds of getting everything switched over. We still don't have business cards. We've done some transactions with the new brokerage, but we don't know what we're doing. So
no, I mean, typically, okay, so nobody really likes to switch brokerages. Like, people who are in real estate and who are realtors understand, like, switching brokerages sucks. It's just, you got to get new signs, you got to get new marketing. You a lot of times you have to change your email if you don't have like a stationary, outside email. And it's really hard just to have an email like that because of a lot of the sensitive documents we have and things. Sometimes it just works better to have the brokerage email. So it's a lot of logistics. And then it's like, how do your clients find you again? And all these, expenses and things. So it's hard. So we did that. And you never do it without, you have to really think through it. And it was not on our radar to change, but there was something that happened. Compass has been making some pretty big and bold moves in the real estate world. And they have bought up a lot of brokerages, title company. They're kind of becoming a mega merger. They're becoming a brokerage that is trying to dominate the market. And, that's great. But when they wanted to do that, there's some things that came with that just did not align with the way that we do business. And Anthony and I are very aligned in how we do business, which is why we wanted to do a team together, because we're always like collaborating and helping each other out. We're like, so we should totally do a team. And and so we're like, oh, we're going to do a team. And then we're like, oh, great. Now we're changing brokerages because ours turned into a corporate monster.
And when we moved, when I moved over, because I was with Compass for only a year and a half, but it was Realty Austin, and that's where our business is they aligned, was with that culture and that support and those tools, and it got just to a point where it wasn't worth the expense to us anymore, and it didn't value our clients like it once did.
No, they started to pull some things where the only person that any of these fees benefited was
The
Compass.
bottom line.
And I get that. But at the end of the day, it was just kind of a money grab. And I couldn't justify it to my clients, couldn't justify it to myself. And I lead, and Anthony, you lead with a heart of service. And this was it's just too corporate. And that's what we loved about Realty Austin. They were backed by a corporate broker, but they were local and, all that stuff. So we found another local brokerage, and when we joined, they did tell us they were merging with a bigger brokerage, which is like a cloud brokerage. I mean, the way that the industry is going, which I think is pretty interesting, is I feel like that there's probably going to be about 5 or 6 top brokerages, and a lot that are going to kind of collect these boutique local brokerages, and that's kind of how it's going to go forward. You're not going to really see the small boutique brokerages that are totally on their own anymore. It's going to be like the LPTs, the Reals, the EXP, Keller Williams, Compass. You're going to see those big brokerages that own smaller brokerages.
Yeah. And I was reading an article today, and I don't know I didn't get way into it, but it was talking about Remax. And they're pretty far in debt, and how it would benefit them to merge with like Keller Williams or one of the other brokerages,
or like a Reals. Yeah. It's just
that was interesting.
Yeah, the whole structure of real estate is always evolving, and that's what makes it interesting to be in. If you're a person who doesn't like change and who can't pivot, this is not the industry for you. But you have to constantly move, and now it just feels like it's going in a different direction of more corporate brokerages owning smaller boutique brokerages. But you just got to find the corporate brokerage that like kind of gels with your vibe. Yeah. And so that's why we suddenly found ourselves, one, we were already forming a team, but now like forming a team and joining a new brokerage. So we are officially at LPT, the Ascend Group, and we are the House Next Door Real Estate Group. I mean, that's clear as mud, right? So, but it's exciting because we get to work together, and now our clients have access to such a world of knowledge. We've both been in the industry over 12 years. We have a geographic reach of all the way from San Antonio, all the way up to Marble Falls, Georgetown, and all the small towns in between. And man, the deals that we see, I mean, we are not one of those people who are just like in one neighborhood. And I sometimes refer, and I don't mean this to sound offensive, but some people just live their whole real estate career in one neighborhood, and that's fine. And you get so used to that particular product that it's really hard when something unique comes down the line for you. And sometimes I call it like the fast food of real estate, when you're in those situations where you just kind of churn and burn. Every house is pretty much the same builder, same floor plan. You run the comps. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. You're barely even like leaving your house to do real estate. That's not me. That's not Anthony. I've never even that has never happened for me. We are like, hey, where are you today? Where? Thington, and like, what are you doing? And so we've done deals all the way from, huge ranch deals, historic homes, high-end luxury, first-time home buyers. I was just out today in LaGrange with a first-time home buyer. It was so amazing. It's like we are just all over the place. And so our wealth of knowledge and how to think outside the box and get creative, that's just where we go. If real estate isn't push button and easy for us, that's fine. We don't care. That we don't ever have anything push button.
What did we say earlier today? It's figure outable.
Yeah. It's figure outable. Everything is figure outable. So we are so versed in
Well,
in
and just
bizarre transactions.
like like my transactions right now, I have a lot under contract, but I have some in Kyle, San Marcos, Bastrop, um, Austin. Like they're all over the place.
They're all over, and they're all different price points, all different situations going on, and just to have that dexterity to be able to help clients from all different backgrounds and different parts of the city, it's just so cool. And so us joining forces, it's really, I feel like it's pretty powerful for our clients. And I don't usually brag about myself too much, but I'm like super excited for us just because I'm like, you help me with my clients, and I help you with your clients, and it's just like two minds are better than one.
Yeah,
And
and
so
it
it's
benefits the
pretty
client.
exciting.
Like the clients get two
I
for the
mean,
price of one.
yeah, and, and we're both pretty fabulous. I mean, looking, we're very
This
attractive,
podcast,
and
this podcast should be called "How We're Great."
it's called us gassing ourselves up today because we need it. We're beautiful, and we are so smart.
And we should just be models. We should just be
Yeah,
models.
we're models, and we're also brilliant. So there.
We're Einstein,
We're
the new Barbara and Anthony
I'm
Einstein.
a hot Einstein. So the other thing is man, it's a new year. It's 2026. So it's
What did we say? New
2026.
year, new shit.
New year. Oh, he said it first. You are the first one to swear on our podcast for the new year. Thank you very much. It was not me.
She'll lick
Um,
it out with her horns.
yeah. So we had a
Speaking,
new. Let's talk about our New Year's. How we
yeah,
spent
I was
New
about to
Year's.
say. So Barbara has a New Year story that she's talking about me swearing. Let's just get into the dirt.
Yeah, and this is completely not real estate related, or maybe it is in some weird convoluted way. So it's New Year's Eve, and I have a medical issue that comes up, and it's one of those medical issues that you just don't want to talk about.
Oh no,
Um,
you wanted to talk about it.
well, I talked about it with my circle. Okay, so I have this weird circle of people I will talk about my medical stuff with. It's you, Anthony, unfortunately, uh, for you, my mom, my sister, and my husband. Okay, so I
I'm gonna
I
pull up the
had
text
this
too.
ongoing issue with a certain part of my body, and I'm not sure well, I guess there is a medical term for it. I'm going to say, well, it's your anus. Okay, that's the part that we're talking about. But I feel like butthole is just so much more approachable. So I was having a butthole issue, and I was pretty sure it was just hemorrhoids. Okay, this has been going on for a while, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. So I got on the ChatGPT, and and chat is wonderful, but chat is not good for medical advice.
It's like
um yeah,
it's
so
like WebMD
it is only worse because I believe it more. and
because
and
it
so
interacts with you. That's why
it
it's
gave me
worse.
it gave me some ideas of what I could have, and one of them was anal warts. Okay, and I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? That's like an infectious disease, like you get by doing something crazy. I don't do crazy things. I've been married forever. My husband and I do not do crazy things like that. Okay, TMI, but we're not doing anything to get anal herpes. And
Worse.
not saying that you have to do, but then it could lay dormant, and then all of a sudden it just like comes out, right? And maybe somewhere along the lines I was exposed. I don't. We're just gonna stop there. So now I'm convinced I have anal herpes, and or anal warts. I
Worse
don't know, something bad, and
for your anus.
in it, I'm like, it needs to get addressed. Something's going on. So I go to the emergent care, mortified. Told
This is
my
New Year's
sister,
Eve. New
this is New
Year's.
Year's in the day at least, and I told my sister, I told my mom, told my husband. He's like, I know you think I gave you anal warts. I did not give you anal warts. He's all like offended. I'm like, I'm not saying you did. It just could have been like, dormant or something. Anyway. So my sister's like, do not tell them that you chat GPT'd your butthole issue. Let them just decide what it is before you just go in there guns a-blazing with anal warts. Okay? Just chill. And so I go in, and the guy asked me, the nurse, what are you here for? And I'm like, well, this is where it gets real. I said, it's mortifying. And now he's like really interested. And I said, my butthole has been really itchy and I feel like it could have been hemorrhoids, but now I'm pretty sure ChatGPT convinced me I have anal warts. And he's like, just like he's trying not to die. He's like, oh, okay. And I said, so I'm really, really sorry that you have to spend the last day of 2025 looking at a 50-year-old woman's butthole. And he just started laughing. And he's like, it's okay, don't worry, blah, 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 blah. So he leaves. A nurse comes in. It's a woman, thank gosh. And she's like, okay, so I hear you think you might have anal warts.
God.
I said, so are you the one who drew the short straw to look at my butthole today? And she laughed. She's like, no, I just, I figured you'd want a woman. And just so you know, I'm going to see a lot more buttholes today. You're just like the first, but I'm going to see a lot of buttholes today. And I'm like, well, I guess that makes me feel better. And she's like, yeah. She's like, so get ready, go lay down on the table, drop your drawers, get in the position. And then as she's getting ready, she's like, oh, wait, I forgot my flashlight. I'm like, can it get any worse? So she runs out, gets the flashlight.
It does get worse when you get home.
It does. And so and she's up, she's up there with the flashlight and she's like, you don't have hemorrhoids. You definitely don't have anal warts or anal herpes. She's like, but you do have a really bad rash and irritation. She's like, you got dermatitis. And she's like, I think you're allergic to your toilet paper. She's like, do you use Charmin? And I said, yeah. And she's like, yeah, you can't use Charmin. You're just totally inflamed from your toilet paper. So she gives me a steroid cream. Yeah. So all this drama thinking, there was a point too during this where I thought I had anal cancer. Okay. That also was in the roster.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, you just need to you need to not use that toilet paper. Use the steroid cream, change to Cottonelle Ultra Clean for other people who may struggle in this department. That is the game changer if you have sensitive buttholes, Ken. And so as I'm leaving, with my dignity tucked into my, I don't know, between my legs, and I just get in the car and I call mom. I actually call my sister first, and she goes, my sister, because my mom is a former nurse. Like she's a nurse for years, a hospice nurse. And also just, ER and all that stuff. She goes, whatever you do, do not show mom your butthole. She's going to ask, do not show it to her. And I said, okay, I won't. She's like, she's going to be inappropriate and ask to see your butthole. So I get to my mom's house and sure enough, I tell my mom what it is. And she's like, I just think, I don't know. I think you might have a yeast infection in your butthole. And I said, no, because I asked her that. And she said, no. She's like, I think I need to see it. Will you show me your butthole? I'm like, oh my God, Jenny told me your mother. And so I'm like, I don't know. Do I, Mom? That's weird, right? I'm like 50. You're 78. That's weird. And she's like, I'm your mother and I am a nurse. Well, I was. And so I'm like, okay, where do we do this? So we go upstairs, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, what do you want me? Do I just drop my drawer? She's like, yes, just drop your drawers. I'll take a look. And so I do. And my mom is like the sweetest little old lady. She looks, she goes, oh, yeah, no, it's not a yeast infection. You definitely are just allergic to something. And then she's like, you really do have just a cute little butthole, though, I will say, because I've seen a lot of buttholes in my day with doing nursing, and there's some really odd ones. Yours is really cute. And I'm like, that was it. I went home. And I immediately made a cocktail and I said, Craig, we're not going out this year. We're just going to go to this house and I'm going to be drinking.
But it gets better because
I feel like I was molested by a lot of people in my butthole.
But then it gets better. Barbara texts me by this time it's 11 or something at night. It's late.
Because I totally forgot to tell him because I was shutting it out.
So I'm at a New Year's Eve party and I start cracking up and I'm looking at my phone and I can't even read through the text one line at a time, and I'm just reading and I'm dying of laughter. And my friend was like, what's going on? And I was like, Barbara just texted me and I'm laughing, and they're like, well, what is she saying? I was like, I can't even explain it. So then I had to read the text message out to the party, and everybody was dying of laughter. And so we're about to go on a St. Patrick's bike with all of them that were there. So maybe we should bring it up again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just St. Patrick's Day. Perhaps I could do something
I'll
else
be like, does
medically
anybody
weird.
have? I'll be like, does anybody else have anal warts? Because my butthole is a little itchy today.
Gee. Or anal chlamydia. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
that's the
Yeah.
one. Yep.
So anyway, yeah. So Anthony's reading all this stuff. Oh, guess how I spent my day? And I gave him a line by line of what happened. And then I'm like, and the best part is my mom looked at my butthole, and he's just. And then Craig, he's like, how did Craig respond in the text message? Anthony's asking me this. And I said, his response was, I told you I didn't give you anal herpes or wart.
Classic. Classic.
So, I mean, these are things you probably don't want to know about me, but I mean, I don't even want to know them about me. But
But here we
sometimes,
are.
there might be somebody out there suffering from a Charmin allergy.
So remember, when you're at HEB, be nice to everybody, because you might not, the person next to you might have anal warts or a reaction to toilet
Oh,
paper.
Charmin allergy is a real thing. It's a real thing. Oh my gosh. And meanwhile, Anthony his New Year's was great. He's having a party.
Yeah, I was at a party, having some alcohol, and just having a good time with friends.
Well,
Like 10
that's
of
how
them.
normal people would be spending their New Year's.
Not in shame about their butthole.
And then telling everybody about it. Like, and now I just tell more people.
Well, now it's
I
gonna
guess
be on
I have no
Spotify
shame.
and YouTube and
It's just the disgusting condition of being a human, right? We have disgusting human things that happen
yeah,
to
it
us.
could have been
And,
worse.
I'm here for it. I'm here
could've-
to make other people feel I'm normalizing butthole rashes.
So, in your buyer's consultation with Barbara,
I will never work again.
I am the butthole realtor. New tagline.
It's done.
The self-proclaimed doctor.
So here's the dichotomy of we were gassing ourselves up talking about what wonderful agents we were, how amazing and lucky our clients are to I will never work again.
And that sums up the podcast. No.
And that's how we're leading in with 2026 and season 2, folks.
So we've had an exciting 2026 so far. Barbara brought most people ring in a new year with like a ball in New York coming, but no, we do buttholes in Bastrop, Texas.
Yeah. And then we became a team. We changed brokerages, and man, the market is cooking. It is it's so busy right now. So it's good to see how my listing, multiple offers, multiple backup offers under contract in 6 days in a neighborhood that had a 200-day average. It's nuts out there right now, and it's so good to see after how slow it's been.
And I had another one that was listed for 7 days and multiple offers, and we had it listed last year and couldn't sell it, and so we went back on the market with the spring market, and same price, same everything.
And we got below 6% in our rates there for a hot minute. Even though we've got so much happening in the world right now that none of us can control, and it's kind of scary. It feels like people are still, there's so much pent up buyer demand, and the rates are getting in a little bit more normal range that people are out there. They're buying, and they always have. I mean, I always say, like, people always have to buy and sell homes no matter what kind of market we're in. But it seems like this year is gearing up to be pretty busy. Now, I may laugh at myself 2 months from now and say, like, remember when I said it was like going to be optimistic? And it's we've learned one thing we've learned since 2021 is you do not predict the market. You do the best you can, but never say never.
Exactly. And just go with the flow, and we figure it out.
Yeah. We pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
I think that's been the big thing, is just pivoting. Buyers' behaviors and sellers' behaviors have changed, especially since 21, and just knowing the trends and knowing what's happening out in the real estate market, in our local market, is important. I know for a long time, the Northeast, like New York, Maine, all of them, they were having inventory issues, but we were having the complete opposite. So, like the headlines on the news said, low inventory, high prices. But meanwhile, in Texas, we were, well, in Austin, Texas is kind of a general, even because Austin's very different than Dallas or Houston. A lot of Houston is based on oil. A lot of Dallas is financial and oil and gas.
Yeah, and yeah.
And then we're tech heavy, so a lot of our economy is based on tech jobs and stuff like that. So just every local market's different. But in Austin, we had the opposite of issue. We had home sitting for months.
Yeah, we had too much
Meanwhile,
inventory.
in New
Yeah.
Hampshire, you were selling in the day it went on the market.
Well, have you been to New Hampshire? There's not a whole lot of inventory.
I have not.
It's beautiful, but I'm like, what? There's but yeah, I mean, and even within Austin, there are pockets where it doesn't matter what the market is doing; those pockets will always be hot. That particular
Circle
product will always
C,
be hot.
Circle C, Anderson Mill.
Well, and just also like a typical like a certain home, like we were talking about the home that I have right now, that's a pocket listing, where it's there's hardly anything available that matches the criteria of this home. And when these particular homes do go on the market, they're gone in seconds for way, way, way more than they should. It doesn't matter what market. It's just because it's such a desirable type of home. And so it's like you have these little micro markets, and even within our market. But then if you go out, like the Leander suburbs and Liberty Hill suburbs, where you're not on an acre and things, and yeah, you got a lot of inventory out there, and sometimes that can be tough. But we're starting to see all that pick up and move and go and groove. So that's so wonderful for our sellers and the real estate market out here, because there was a time where it was just yeah.
Yeah. And I am optimistic. I think this year we're going to do great things, and
Yeah.
and I don't think it's going to be a record year for sure, but I think it's going to be a good year. I think people are going to start getting back to normal, whatever that is.
Whatever normal is, and I agree with you in that terms of it might not be a crazy, year, but we don't really need any more of those crazy years. We need normal, healthy real estate that's
Yeah.
absolutely boring.
Yeah.
That's what we
Mhm.
need. Sellers are giving, buyers are giving, both parts are stinging a little bit. We don't need where one side controls so much, or they're both in a standoff where sellers have this idea, buyers have this idea, and then us realtors, we're just trying to help. It is nobody wants. We don't have a willing seller or a willing buyer.
Yep. Exactly.
Hoping we just
And
move to boring. Boring is all. I want.
but not if your house is listed with the house next door real estate group.
No, we're not
It's never
boring to work with. But we want to, like, healthy markets are boring markets.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that our work is boring. It just means we don't have these vast swings of seller's market, buyer's market. Let's hope all that is done, and we're just like that steady marriage where it's like you don't have high highs, you don't have low lows, you're just like and then until your wife accuses you of giving her anal warts.
Oh God.
But okay, guys, well, we should probably wrap this up.
We're gonna end on that note.
But
marriage is great until you get anal warts.
but it's really a Sherman allergy. So
Are y'all ready for season or episode 2? What else?
Yeah, so we'll have a couple episodes of just Anthony and I, and then we're gonna start with having
a guest.
Yeah, guests, other realtors, new home reps, inspectors, lenders, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe even our moms. We might even have the moms on.
We can get her opinion on the anal warts.
My mom's unhinged. I don't know if we want her on
Well,
here.
we're unhinged.
I'm gonna have to edit her. She's inappropriate. That woman is inappropriate with what she says. Like I'm not. I know.
Well, until next time.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the house next door. Or Grey's Anatomy. thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Yes, so please like, subscribe, comment,
share,
follow,
whatever it might be.
Until next time.